First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 44th chapter. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through this great power from the beginning, or through his great power from the beginning. And this is basically, you can say from this to about the end of the book, or the 50th chapter or so is mainly, recalling men of old, right? Prophets and leaders that the Lord set up that had, accomplished great things and benefited Israel, and sort of, praising them for it. Okay. So it says here, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies. Leaders of the people by their counsels, and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people. Wise and eloquent are their instructions. Such as found out musical tunes, right? Going into the Psalms, you had Psalms that were written by David, by Asaph. It says here, and recited verses in writing. Rich men furnished with ability, living peaceably in their habitations. All these were honored in their generations, and were the glory of their times. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported, right? So there are not every single one, but there are some who their name is left behind as in a memorial, okay, as it says that their praise might be reported, as we're reading of here now. And some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they had never been. So you had some, right, some men of old that they were good, right? They they accomplished certain things, right? They followed the right path, but you don't really have any records of them, now in our time. It says here, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. So it's almost like now in the future, nobody really knows about them, but at the end, when all is said and done, they will be recognized, right? Because the Lord, he sees everything. Even if we don't have the records now, in the kingdom, we'll have everything, okay? So it says here, verse 10, but these were merciful men, whose righteousness hath not been forgotten. With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, right? That's their descendants. And their children are within the covenant. And let me hold this up here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, and here we have Sirach. Where are you? Right, 44. Just pulling up the GNTD on my end over here. Right, so this is verse 11. Yeah, it says here, their reputations will be passed on to their descendants, and this will be their inheritance. See what else they have in here. Okay. So, continuing. Verse 12, it says here, their seed standeth fast, and their children for their sakes, right? And standing fast is fast here, meaning like firm, right? So their house is established, you you could say, right? Their children for their sakes, for the good things they did. Because there are times when the Lord blesses your house for you, right? For the good things you have done. And that includes your seed. So it says here, their seed, which is referring to their descendants, shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out. Right? And even till today, we still know and speak about these men. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their name liveth forevermore. See, so they had different tombs, sepulchers where they were buried, but their name is kept alive, right, through the acts and the deeds that they did. The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will shew forth their praise. Enoch pleased the Lord and was translated, meaning that when you go and read about Enoch in Genesis, he didn't die a conventional death, right? You wouldn't be able to find his body because he was taken up, he was translated and changed, right, into that spiritual body, going into the spirit world. And then same thing with Elijah. Okay, so they didn't have a body of Enoch to bury, being an example of repentance to all generations. Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world, and that's during the time of the flood. Therefore was he left as a remnant onto the earth when the flood came. And it was Noah, it was 8 souls, right? Noah and his wife, his 3 sons and their wives. And it was mainly because of Noah. But the Lord had mercy on his his offspring, his seed, because they would have to bring back, everybody. What I mean by that is populate the world again. An everlasting covenant was made with him that all flesh should perish no more by the flood. And that was the rainbow. Abraham was a great father of many people. In glory was there none like unto him, who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, that was the covenant of circumcision. And when he was proved, he was found faithful. That was when he was tried or tested to sacrifice Isaac. And he was found faithful because he was going to do it until the Lord stopped him. It says here, therefore he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, right? Make him a father of a multitude, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river onto the uttermost or the utmost part of the land. That's from the Euphrates unto, when you pull up a map or you go to Genesis, it tells you, right, the dimensions of the Levant area that would be given to the seed of Abraham. And here it's mainly dealing with his seed through Isaac, right, and Jacob. And it's going to tell you, right, verse 22, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake, and blessing all men, and the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. So Abraham had a lot of children, but we now see here that this is referring to the seed through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage. That's dealing with Isaac, and divided his portions among the 12 tribes. Did he part them, right? Isaac down to Jacob, and then the 12 tribes. Okay. And that brings us to the end of the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 44th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.